So I was looking out here this morning before class at all you monks and the nuns going to class and this whole building and this whole project. It's amazing because just 10 or 12 years ago there was nothing. And now this project has just taken on its own life.
The current modern education system has so much things that it lacks, like moral discipline and so on. So we really need to have a change in that, a change which can be productive for our future generations. And to do that, I think that it is very much essential that we integrate the ancient Indian knowledge into the modern education system.
It's kind of magic because His Holiness just had this vision, and then people from all over the world, like Geshe Lobsang, Tibetans, and people like Tom, people from all over the world have come and made this His Holiness's vision this reality.
This experience just opened my eyes to how much fun it is to interact with students, the monks, who were completely into what they were doing, why they were there, and having fun learning. Everybody was involved, and it just completely turned me on to teaching.
Some of them were very much interested and intrigued in the scientific studies because although they have learned so much from Buddhist philosophy, I think science shows something much more like tangible, in terms of proving things through scientific methods and through empirical data and so on. So I think this is something very much new and something very much needed in the 21st century.
Just by itself, it's kind of amazing, right? Because your curriculum and your learning really hadn't changed that much in 600 years. And here, His Holiness invites us in and to rethink the way you're learning and what you're learning. Well, I've been involved with ETSI from the very beginning for over 10 years. And at the beginning, I just kind of got involved because it sounded kind of cool, the Dalai Lama and monks. I didn't really know much. But I'd have to say that it's changed dramatically the way I think about learning, the way I think about teaching, the way I think about communicating across cultures. Because although this is a very dramatic example, big, tall, white American scientists talking to monks cross-legged, it's not really that different than what I do every day in America, which is talk to people from all over the world, students from Asia and Africa and all different cultures. So it's really given me insight into how to think about teaching and think about people coming from different worldviews and how they're learning in relationship to what I know.
I heard that the idea was that it was a 100-year project. And so this year, I thought that was coming in, I thought that was unattainable. But this year coming in, I've seen how much in just 2 years the monks have matured scientifically, the sophistication of their questions. Not only, this is now the 5th year of the program, the 5th year students that I'm teaching. Not only is it the 5th year students who are much more sophisticated, but the 3rd year students, the 2nd year students, all up and down. So I think that the students are talking to each other and the whole cohort of students are more sophisticated.
The project has become, because it's unique, it's become an example for many other people, many other cultures, many other educators, many other scientists to see what can be done to learn and share ideas and knowledge across very different cultures. So you should know that you're part of a very important experiment that a lot of people around the world are watching.
If we can implement those knowledge from Buddhist science and Buddhist philosophy, then we can create a collaboration of a knowledge which can have a very positive outcome. Although the outcome may not appear immediately, in the long run, as a student, I'm very much confident that there will be great results and great progress. And I see it as a contribution to the future generations and humanity as a whole.
So His Holiness talks about ETSI as a 100-year project. And there's been many times in the last 10 years where we thought the project was just going to die out, but always through His Holiness and through the community, it's kept going. And now, with this science center here at Drepung and science centers at the other monasteries, it's clearly here to stay. And it's on the Geshe exams for the first time this summer. So I think the next phase is sustaining it and growing it. And we've built a cohort of 24 to 30 monks who are taking leadership, they're teaching, they're developing science centers. We have textbooks, we have videos, we're developing a whole new vocabulary dictionary. So I think the next step is taking all those pieces and figuring out the best way to integrate them and sustain them for the decades to come.
Ancient Indian knowledge focuses much more on the more subtle level, like on the deeper, the mental level, not just on the physical attributes, not just on the external objects, but more on the mental level, the spiritual level, the inner value, the level of the inner values. So that is where I think there is a slight difference, but ultimately I think, you know, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to collaborate them and then find a perfect approach, a perfect way to lead a positive life, to lead the right life. I think that is what we are trying to accomplish here.
Your Holiness, thank you for envisioning this project, the Emory Tibet Science Initiative. It has deeply changed us and the lives of many monks and nuns, and will continue to do so for generations. We have changed the ways we think about teaching, learning, science, Buddhism, and life. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
The book tells our story of our lives and the kind of culmination of this project and how it's changed us and how we think about each other's cultures and about teaching and learning. So that was one of the best things I've